Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason, a WealthWorks summary. Introduction. Ancient Wisdom, Timeless Money. The Richest Man in Babylon was first published in 1926 as a series of pamphlets distributed by banks and insurance companies. It has since sold over 2 million copies and remains one of the most recommended personal finance books ever written. George Clason tells his financial lessons through parables set in ancient Babylon, the wealthiest city of the ancient world. The characters are merchants, camel traders, and craftsmen. But the lessons they learn are the same ones that separate financially secure people from financially struggling ones in any century. The book's appeal is its simplicity. There are no complex investment strategies here, no spreadsheets, just a handful of timeless principles that work, if you actually use them. Chapter 1. The Man Who Desired Gold. The book opens with Bonsir, a chariot builder, and his friend Kobe, a musician. Both are skilled at their crafts. Both have worked hard their whole lives, and yet both are broke. They go to visit their childhood friend Arkad, who has become the richest man in Babylon. They ask him, "Why are you rich while we are not? We are no less skilled. We work no less hard." Arkad's answer is the entire book in 2 sentences. A part of all you earn is yours to keep, and that part must not be less than 1/10. Most people earn money and spend everything they earn. Arkad's insight is that you must pay yourself first, before your landlord, before the merchants, before anyone else. Take 10% off the top and keep it. Build it, invest it, never spend it on daily expenses. The action: before your next paycheck arrives, commit to keeping 10% of it, not 9. Not when you have more. 10% now. Chapter 2. The 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. Arkad is asked by the king of Babylon to teach the city's citizens how to build wealth. He organizes his lessons into 7 cures. Start thy purse to fattening. Pay yourself first. 10% of every earning. Control thy expenditures. Live on 90%. Budget not to restrict yourself, but to understand where your money goes. Make thy gold multiply. Put your savings to work. Money sitting still loses ground to inflation. Money invested grows. Guard thy treasures from loss. Be careful where you invest. The first goal of any investment is to protect your principal. Consult those who know before you risk what you have built. Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Own rather than rent when possible. Your home builds equity while providing shelter. Ensure a future income. Plan for the time when you cannot work. Insurance, retirement savings, and investments that generate passive income are not luxuries. They are necessities. Increase thy ability to earn. Invest in your own skills and knowledge. Your greatest asset is your ability to produce value. The action: of these 7, identify the one you are weakest on. Start there. Not all 7 at once. Just the one that would make the biggest difference this month. Chapter 3. Meet the Goddess of Good Luck. This chapter addresses luck and makes a point that most people miss. Arkad's students ask, how do we attract good luck? His answer surprises them. Luck is not random. Luck is what happens when opportunity meets preparation and action. He tells the story of a group of men debating good fortune. The ones who claim bad luck had one thing in common. When opportunity appeared, they hesitated. They delayed. They waited for perfect certainty. The opportunity passed. The men with good luck had a different pattern. They acted. They took the chance. They made the move when it was available, not when it was certain. Procrastination is the enemy of good fortune. The person who studies an investment for 6 months and misses it isn't unlucky. They were unprepared to act. The person who takes the first step on an imperfect plan creates more luck than the person waiting for the perfect moment. The action: is there one financial opportunity you have been delaying? An investment? A conversation? A decision? Name it. Then identify what is actually stopping you from acting this week. Chapter 4. The 5 Laws of Gold. This is perhaps the most powerful chapter in the book. Arkad's son, Nomasir, inherits gold from his father, along with a clay tablet containing the 5 laws of gold. He loses the gold through foolish decisions. Eventually, by applying the laws, he rebuilds his wealth. The first law: gold comes gladly to those who save at least 1/10 of their earnings. The second law: gold labors diligently for the wise owner who finds it profitable employment. Invest your savings. The third law: gold clings to the protection of the cautious owner who invests in businesses and purposes he understands. The fourth law: gold slips away from the man who invests in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar. The fifth law: gold flees from the man who would force it to impossible earnings or who follows the advice of tricksters. These 5 laws have not changed in 4,000 years. Save consistently, invest wisely, only invest in what you understand. Avoid get-rich-quick schemes. These are the same principles that the wealthiest investors of today follow. The action: review your current savings and investments against these 5 laws. Are you following all 5? Which one have you violated, and what did it cost you? Chapter 5. The Gold Lender of Babylon. Algamish, a wealthy moneylender, gives Arkad a lesson that applies to every financial decision. He tells Arkad, "The first sound principle of investment is to protect your principal, not to maximize returns, to protect what you have." Most people do this backwards. They chase the highest possible return without first asking, "What happens if this goes wrong? Can I survive it?" Algamish's rule is simple: never risk money you cannot afford to lose. The second principle he teaches: learn to read the investment you are considering. Is the person you are lending to or investing with someone of proven character and knowledge? Enthusiasm and promises are not enough. The action: before your next investment, ask 2 questions. First, if this fails completely, can I financially survive it? Second, does the person or business I am entrusting this to have a proven track record? A note at the end. The richest man in Babylon is remarkable for one reason above all others. It proves that the principles of building wealth are not new, not complicated, and not the exclusive property of the educated or the privileged. They are old, they are simple, and they work. Pay yourself first. Live below your means. Invest what you save. Protect your principal. Grow your ability to earn. Plan for the future. The people of ancient Babylon knew this. The question is whether you will act on it. This has been WealthWorks. If this was useful, subscribe. There is more where this came from.